everyone, my name is Gemini Rosiana. I'm a final year student at Universitas Indonesia. I'm currently majoring in psychology and about to finish my IISMA student exchange program at Nanyang Technological University in Singapore. Right now, I'm in Livinal Library at North Spine. It is one of the iconic places in NTU besides the Hive, the Art, and etc. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my journey as an ISMA student awardees. So the first time I heard about the program was from my friend who suddenly asked me to join the ISMA Zoom info session from my university. After attending the info session, both of us are actually quite interested as this program offers a variety of university and courses that are actually for me quite interesting. But unfortunately, due to some circumstances, my friend was not able to join the program. But a big shout out to my friend who introduced me to this program because I'm able to fulfill my wish to enroll myself to my dream university. However, I still continue considering whether or not I enroll myself to this program. After thinking about it for a while, I decided to give it a shot and choose NTU as my choice of destination. The application period is quite short and I need to prepare some few things such as CV, English proficiency test, recommendation letter, and other files to submit. Moreover, I need to prepare myself to write an essay and the interview that is mandatory and part of the requirement for all participants. I was very happy when I found out that I passed all the requirements and be part of the awardees. And soon after, all the Singapore awardees are preparing all required documents, but because of the pandemic, we are being deferred to the next term. Long story short, we are here now after passing through pandemic ups and downs, where we need to research about pandemic regulation both in Indonesia and Singapore periodically, which, in my opinion, the most difficult process that I ever experienced so far during this whole exchange program. Next, I will talk about the experience during my arrival in Singapore. At that time, the pandemic was very concerning in Singapore, and Singapore itself have a very strict regulation to prevent the virus from spreading. So once we landed in Singapore, we were guided to pass our immigration checkpoint and conduct a PCR test. Then we serve our 7 day stay home notice, or what generally known as quarantine. The stay home notice went smoothly, and after 7 days and being tested negative on COVID, we are being picked up by the bus assigned from OJAM to NTU campus to proceed to our new home for the next 4 months. My first impression of NTU was that the environment was very green, almost similar to my home university, and has very minimal pollution. But the only issue that I faced from the start up till now is I often get lost. But everybody here often experience that too, because NTU campus is super huge. As Singapore is a multicultural country, the most noticeable cultural adjustment is the language usage. The local here tend to use Singlish, which stands for Singaporean English, is a combination of English, Chinese, Hokkien, and Melayu. And there are a few accents that took me quite a while to fully adapt. Before I arrived in Singapore, I actually have done research about Singapore itself, such as about the language, slang words that they usually use. To this all is to prevent myself from a major culture shock and being able to blend in easily to the locals, and guess what? It kind of works for me. The other thing that I noticed was Singapore is a fast-paced society, meaning that the people here are striving to be ahead from the other and having the fear of missing out syndrome, which in English being called as kiasu. This is more obvious during my study here. I took 3 modules in NTU, which all belong to different schools. I took business mods, Asia environment, and humanity modules throughout this exchange program. All of these modules combined had a very different teaching style compared to my home university, and definitely it took me a while to adapt to a new teaching style. But a few things I might say is that the professors here are very friendly and accommodating, which somehow make me less pressured even though the module itself was very hard. Speaking of classes and module, one thing that is also very important to note is the NTU teaching style is more of an interactive classes, meaning that you need to do a lot of readings before to understand the A's of the modules. And on the other hand, I also joined the hall activity and volunteered to expand my knowledge and networking about our environment and society. As I'm about to come to the end of the IISMA program, one thing that really affected me after studying abroad is realizing how great Singapore is in maintaining their country in a sustainable way. With that being said, I also see a potential in Indonesia to be as great as Singapore by implementing a few actions taken by Singapore itself. For me, every single day I spend and experience here is like very memorable as I keep experiencing and discovering something that I never encountered before. Moreover, during this whole program, I was pushed to interact with a lot of people from different countries to expand my networking, which indirectly made me learn from them. I think the best word to describe this whole journey are nerve-wracking, but exciting at the same time. I'm officially ISMA biased because ISMA gives me the opportunity to explore the world and immerse myself in other cultures. That's all from me. Be bold to go abroad.